your new online marketing system. Hello. Bang went the sunshine, eh? Is it winter? I think it's supposed to be autumn or fall, but it's starting to feel like winter. It's suddenly got cold here in England. About time I scooted off to Vancouver again, which I will be later on in the week. But anyway, have you tried my free marketing course? Because did you notice in the word it says free? It really is free, so there's no commitment. Don't you worry. Just visit freemarketingcourse.co and that's it. Take it from there. If you don't like it, you can unsubscribe, but it might be better. Some of the best money you've spent all week because it's free. And I won't be trying to sell you anything. Now, this marketing, online marketing, okay. Firstly, very important to know, the reason your online marketing is not working is not your fault. Now that is quite important. You are not doing anything wrong, it's not your fault, it's just generally that the people in the website design game are blissfully unaware of how a website can be used for marketing, or rather how it should be used for marketing. And then the system that follows up, because you may even have one that is set up in the right way, but do you know what to actually do with it? There's not a lot of teaching out there, and much of it that is costs a lot of money. And the reason we want to improve our marketing is generally because we want to improve sales, because we're not doing so well. And at those times, those are the times you don't have any money to invest. That's why I mentioned the freemarketingcourse.co, again, because that gives a quite a detailed overview of how this works. You can go away from that. It's a 12-day course, it's free, it's delivered by email, so you can do it any time, and there's no sort of homework to do, but you can leave that with the knowledge to move forward and actually get some leads and sales. But very simply, your marketing system has to have all of the parts. Firstly, you need a website. If you can do it online, no brainer. But just want to point out, some people will suggest that you set it up on, say, on a Facebook page or a Facebook group, or in the old days even Google Plus or something like that. But no. Very important, when you have that website, it should not be on what they call rented ground. So if it's set up on something like Facebook in a page or in a group, that's Facebook's. If Facebook's changed their mind, you upset them, it all goes away. So have a website. Make sure it is one you can control and can update. So the most basically it needs to be on a content management system, also known as a CMS. The most popular one in the entire world, so just use that, is WordPress. If you're on my website at marketingforowners.com, get it right, John, marketingforowners.com at the moment, then that is built on WordPress. Simple as that. It does everything. So get that, and then you can add content, you can change things, you can change words, you can add pictures, you can do stuff. And if you can use Word, so WordPress is built in a way that, like Word, if you can just use Word, Microsoft Word, you can use WordPress. And you might think, oh, I don't know how to upload a photo. You just click the bit that says, it looks like a little photo, it says insert media, and then go to the file, select the one, click OK, and it's there. That's how complicated it is. So that's the first thing. Second step, you need to be on social media. Now, there are ways to manage the social media presence. You don't need to be on it all day long. You don't need to be sitting in a coffee shop, at your kids' school play, tapping away on Twitter. There are ways to do it, but you need to set up a correct profile on the social media platforms, specifically Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. Right? If you can pick those three, then there's a good start. Then you need to know who your target customer is. So you need to know the typical persona or customer profile of your typical customer. Everyone has one. Most companies will have more than one typical customer, but there is the top typical customer. Just work on that, figure out who they are. Is it a man? Is it a woman? What age group? How much do they earn? What's generally their job position? Do they have kids? Do they work from home? Do they travel to work? Get to understand them, and then where do they shop? What kind of things do they do? What do they watch on TV? Just figure it out. Just use your common sense, or ask them via surveys. But then get down to what are their problems? What issues do they have? What do they moan about? What do they talk to their friends about? What do they look for? What do they need? How can you solve their problems? So that's a very important step. In actual fact, for a lot of people, that's down as the first step. But personally, I think it's a bit boring. It is the most important step, but let's get to it at number 3. Yeah, because if you started with that, you think, oh, I'm not doing this, but it is the most important. Then once you have that, you can create, on your website, you can create what we call a lead magnet, a giveaway, a free, it may be a report, a one-page flyer, the top 5 tools you use in your profession if you're a photographer, the top 5 products that you take on with you everywhere you go. People are interested in that, and you can just do a single one-page report. Again, you can make it in Word. And then save it as a PDF. You can upload it into your WordPress thing, again, in the same way that you add an image, and people can then just download it. They can insert their name and their email, and it gets automatically downloaded. Then they are a lead on our list. You are list building, and that is the secret to online marketing, okay? That's what it is. You need to get the information of who looked at your website and was interested in. Do not hope they will go and find a contact form and get in touch with you. Do not hope that they will phone you up. Do not hope for anything. Proactively get it from them. Then, once they're on that list, that's not the end of it. No, we're halfway through. Then we need to lead nurture. So you follow through a process where you talk to them, you get them over a period of time to know you, to like you, and then to trust you. And you can go back through the archives and listen. There's plenty of information and interviews with top email people. Look for the interview with Andre Chaperon. Look for the interview with Ben Settle. They are 2 of the top email marketers on the planet. Yeah, they've got some good information. Once you've got that, you can make them an offer, and they make a purchase. Now, that first purchase doesn't have to be via your website. So understand, you have a website, you're talking to them online, but you can still make them buy from you in the normal fashion. You don't have to set up like Amazon or have an online store like I do, or an e-commerce store. You don't have to do that. It doesn't matter. They can buy the normal way they buy. You just have to convince them to buy. When they make that first purchase, it can be small. Once they've made that purchase, you then put everything in your power to impress them. Impress them like mad, as if your life depended on it. Okay, they need to be impressed. They've trusted you, but you want them to go from purchaser to repeat purchaser. You want them to buy again. So in that period, afterwards you follow up, you check up they're okay, you make sure they're okay, that they were happy with their purchase, you remind them of the guarantee. If they didn't like it, they can get their money back, etc. Yes, you do remind them of that. You do encourage them to know they can do, because that gets honestly and more trust. Then they buy again, and then you convert them into regular buyers, and then you ask them for referrals, and then you ask them who else they know who'd be interested. And then they start putting people into your perpetual cycle. You see, it goes round and round, and that's it. And that is your new online marketing system. I remind you, try freemarketingcourse.co. Gives you a better overview of that, more detail. And that's it. Now, it's a Tuesday. Tuesday's toolbox tip is a goodie. If you want to know how to put a project together and how to look into that, use the online tool Workflowy. Just Workflow with Ly on the end, Workflowy. Just look it up, Google it, you will find it. It is free for setting up projects, for managing projects. It is fantastic. You can use it anywhere. Just try it. Don't let me tell you what to do with it. Just go and try it. It is genius, really, really genius, just for doing anything in your business. Okay, tomorrow we have a fabulous interview. Remember, these expert interview series are great. These are the top people in the internet world. They will give you more tips. And I'll be back for a short one again on Thursday. See you soon.